Welcome everyone to the Week 17 TFL Doubleheader. This is Mike from Lake Effect Games, and this is the second to last week of the regular season. And our games are as follows. First, the 9-7 Nashville Jacks host the 10-6 Memphis Kings. And secondly, the 13-3 Buffalo Outlaws host the 14-2 DC Majors. Both the Kings and the Majors can clinch the divisions tonight. The Los Angeles Icons have clinched the Western Division, but they can't go any higher or lower than second. The winner of the East will take first. The winner of the Central will take third. Okay, so as always, halftime of game one, we'll go over the Week 17 scores. In between games, we'll go over the standings. Halftime of game two, we will go over the matchups of the final week of the regular season. And after game two, we will go over the Week 13 matchups, the playoff picture, and what still needs to be done for the East and Central if they are not solved today. Okay, so Memphis will get the ball first, so good for them. And that is average field position for the Kings. And the Memphis Kings offense is semi-erratic, semi-porous, semi-inefficient, semi-clumsy, and semi-disciplined. And the Jacks defense is semi-stiff and punishing. One, 3, 6. Prolific offense, no. Stiff defense, no. So that will be a punt. A long drive ending in a punt. If you're on the offense, you almost feel robbed about that. Then again, you always feel robbed if you come away with no points. All right, 51. That is average field position for the Jacks. Jacks offense is semi-erratic and clumsy. Kings defense is semi-passive and disciplined. Oh, also, Nashville has a semi-electric kick return, while Memphis has a fully electric punt return. 114. Prolific offense, no. Erratic offense, no. So they will punt. Okay, so the Central Division, if Nashville wins tonight, they are not the only ones who could possibly come away with the division, as Lexington is also in the mix. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, 54, that is average field position for Memphis. This Tennessee battle, 4, 5, 6. Dull offense, no. So that is a touchdown run for the Kings. And what a run it is. That's Vance Price with the run to the end zone. And the kick is good. And the Kings are on the board first. Give me a second. Nashville won the first meeting 24-19. That was in, I think, week 3. All right. Average field position for the Jacks. So it's not like they don't have a chance here. 1-5-5. So we will end the first quarter with this. Secure offense, no. Clumsy offense, yes. Or active defense. So that is a fumble. Jacob Glenn could not hold on to it. Fumble forced by Jimmy McElwee. And scooped up by '51. Whoop, wrong side. That's McElwee's Nashville. That was Tanner Gallagher who forced the fumble. And 51. That is Malik with the recovery. And average field position for the Kings. One, 4, 5. As we end the first quarter with that fumble, the score is 7-0 Memphis over Nashville. All right, 1-4-5. Great field position, no. Inept defense, no. So that will be a field goal attempt for Gil Pleasant. And he's got it. He's 1 for 1 today. And the Kings are up 10-0. So, good game for the Memphis Kings thus far already. Nashville in average field position. 1-3-5, that's another fumble. And I'm sorry, that was Sam McKay that couldn't hold on to it before. Russo sacked and drops it. 62, that is Frankie Mathis with the strip. And Tanner Gallagher with a pickup. Is that average or great for a fumble? Four's defensive lineman rumbles downfield for a decent return. Opponent has great field position. So everything's coming up Memphis so far tonight. Two, 4, 5. Dynamic offense or soft defense? No. Porous offense? Semi? No. So that is a corner punt. Not what they were hoping for. 41. That is, I believe, for... Let's see, corner punt, 41. Decision to play field game works out, pinning the opponent deep. That is poor field position for Nashville. As we are halfway through the second quarter. Score is, they are down 10-0. We've got an unusual result. Panel A, 25. Pinned inside their own 5-yard line, quarterback throws a slant to the wide receiver, and he's gone. Touchdown, Jacks. Russo and Evans with the miracle play. Putting on the burners for 95 yards. Keegan Page with the extra point is good. And it's now 10-7. Let's see. Okay. Just wanted to make sure. All right, average field position for the Kings, as their lead has now been cut to 3. And that's it for the half. As that goes over the, they're in the lead and that goes over. So, okay. Week 17 scores. The Boston Banshees over the Charleston Minutemen, 38-27. The Jersey City Wise Guys over the Halifax Ice Dogs. Who saw that coming? 21-10. The Cleveland Coyotes over the Baltimore Marauders, 14-3. Oklahoma Warhogs over the San Antonio Marshals over the Oklahoma Warhogs, 28-14. New Orleans Swamp Crocs over the Birmingham Red Tails, 27-21. The Lexington Cavalry over the St. Louis Archers, 27-23. In the West, the Los Angeles Icons over the Phoenix Howlers, 35-27. Ending the Howlers' chances at the division. The Dakota Devils over the Salt Lake Mustangs, 31-13. The San Diego Silverbacks outlast the Anchorage Bears, getting it done in overtime, 24-22. And finally, the Las Vegas Blackjacks over the Roswell Destroyers, 21-14. And these are the last two matches of the regular season in division, as interdivision week is next week. All right, so Nashville will get the ball first for the second half. Average field position. Let's see what they can do to follow up that half-ending touchdown. 2-3-4. Dull offense, no. Staunch defense, no. That's another touchdown pass, and they're in the lead. So, Russo to Foster. Immediately starting 54. That's good. Starting the second half by putting the Jacks ahead, 14-10. Now kickoff, 65. In any punt situation, that would be great field position, but not for kickoffs. That is average. Three, 3-6. Oh. Staunch defense, no. Stiff defense, yes. So that will have to be a corner punt. Now 5 minutes into the third. 45. That is just average. Receiving team takes over with average field position. As this game pretty quickly took a turn. Also 3-3-6. That's a weird noise that came from my cat. Staunch defense, no. Stiff defense, not for Memphis. So that is another touchdown pass. And what is wrong with you? Russo to Foster again. They hook up for the second time. And the extra point is good. And the score is now 21-10 Nashville. .36, that is average field position for Memphis. Kings got to do something. I mean, all four teams playing tonight are in the playoffs. So this is not the last time we'll be seeing any of them, as I do intend to broadcast the entire postseason. 3-4-4. Mild or undisciplined defense? No. Defense comes through with a big stop when it was needed, so that is a corner punt. And just the shift of luck here. Not at the point of huge comeback big luck, because they were down by 10, but just from first half to second half, average field position for the Jacks. And 666. That is a rushing touchdown for Nashville. Let's see who gets it. 51, that is Nate Russo. So he's decided he's going to do it all himself today. Good on him. 62, that is good. And that's how we'll end the third quarter. Score is now 28-10. They've scored 21 points in this quarter alone. And I already don't think Memphis can come back anymore. But we'll see. Average position for the Kings. As we start the fourth quarter, score is Nashville 28, Memphis 10. 2-3-4. Dull offense, no. Staunch defense, no. So that is a touchdown pass for the Kings. And I wonder if this is one of those open mouth insert foot moments, as Krasner with a beautiful pass to Nick Bishop. As if to shout, nothing is over. And it's good. Score is now 28-17. I think it's too early to do what's it called? Onsides. I think it's too early in the rules. Hold once, I got a hair in this thing. $2-2-5. Let's see. Dull offense, no. Staunch defense, no. So there's been a lot of dull or staunch. And it's a touchdown run for the Jacks. So another one. 26, that's Sam McKay. Getting over the goal line. And the kick is good. Score is now 35-17 in favor of the Nashville Jacks. Average field position after that kick from Keegan Page. So average field position for the Kings with 10 minutes left on the clock. Down by, let's see, 3 touchdowns. And that's a fumble. 1-3-5, that's a fumble. And this time it was McElwee with the force. And the scoop up, 45, that is Tiller. In poor field position. But only half a quarter left. 1-1-5. Poor field position, yes. So it's a quick 3 and out, which it was a 1 anyway. Quick 3 and out for the offense. That is a backed up punt. $54. Long punt, but negated by a nice return. That is great field position for Memphis. The Kings are pretty much out of it, but it is what it is. They still have a chance next week. They haven't completely lost the division. 1-2-2. Home defense or undisciplined offense? Yeah, home defense. That is Nashville. So a backed up punt. Nope, that's a regular punt because they're in great field position. And they were inefficient anyway. Well, semi-inefficient. But they're really too far gone for that to matter. 65, that's great field position for Nashville. One, 3, 6. Prolific offense, no. Stiff defense, no. So a punt. And that is average field position for Memphis. All right, so any more than 1 and it's over on that red die. They are going to get that 1 though, but it's not going to do anything because 1, 2, 3 is only helps you if you're in great field position. Poor, no. Great, no. So a punt. So just to see if there's, well, no electric anyway. And this one's over. So the final score is the Nashville Jacks 35 and the Memphis Kings 17. And the Kings drop to 10-7. The Jacks rise to 10-7. I just need a sec. Okay. Next week, Nashville will play Boston. Memphis will play Cleveland. Okay, 7. And Nashville now leads the Central Division. Okay, so we've got, for the East, having clinch playoffs, we've got the DC Majors at 14-2, about to play their game. The Buffalo Outlaws at 13-3, about to play their game. And the Boston Banshees 10-7. Now those are the ones who have already made playoffs in the East. Those who are still in the playoff hunt are the Jersey City Wise Guys and Cleveland Coyotes, both at 8-9. But the Wise Guys are 8-6 in division, and the Coyotes are 6-8. And the See You Next Year crowd are the Charleston Minutemen and Baltimore Marauders at 6-11. Charleston 5-9 versus division, and Baltimore at 4-10. And finally, the 2-15 Halifax Ice Dogs, 1-13 versus the East. But we will see them next week. I will get there later. In the Central, the Nashville Jacks now in the lead of the Central Division at 10-7, 9-5. Memphis is also 10-7, 9-5. I need to see something real quick. Lexington might actually be above Memphis as well. I need to look that up. But They're all three of them, Nashville, Memphis Kings, and Lexington Cavalry, are all 10-7, all 9-5 versus division. So then it goes head to head, and Nashville is above both of them. So they need, for Memphis or Lexington to have any hope of taking the division, Nashville really needs to fail. And the Oklahoma Warhogs are 9-8. Those are the four, Nashville, Memphis, Lexington, Oklahoma. They've all clinched. St. Louis Archers are in the hunt at 8-9 with a 6-8 versus division. And the see you next years are the San Antonio Marshals, New Orleans Swamp Crocs, and Birmingham Red Tails, all at 6-11. But San Antonio was 6-8 versus division. New Orleans was 5-9, and Birmingham was 4-10. In the West, we have our only division champion thus far, the Los Angeles Icons. There's the Phoenix Howlers. Oh, they're 12-5. The Phoenix Howlers and Dakota Devils are both 10-7. Excuse me, Dakota should be above Phoenix. So you got Los Angeles, Dakota, Phoenix, as they're both 10-7, but Dakota is 9-5 versus division, and Phoenix is 8-6. And Roswell Destroyers and San Diego Silverbacks are both 9-8, 7-7 versus division. Roswell has the head-to-head advantage over San Diego. The Anchorage Bears are in the hunt at 8-9, again, also at 6-8. So this is going to be a very fun Week 18 for those last three spots. And the see you next years are the Salt Lake Mustangs at 7-10 and the Las Vegas Blackjacks at 6-11. So that is it for the standings. And 0 for 1 as far as division clinchers in this doubleheader. Will the DC majors fare better? We'll find out shortly as they face the Buffalo Outlaws. Difference is where Nashville won game 1 between them, DC won game 1 against Buffalo by 3. In fact, I think that game was broadcast. So, at halftime, we will go over the Week 18 matchups, and then after the game, I will talk about the playoff picture going into Week 18. All right. Let's see. DC with the ball first. And they will start in average field position. The majors are, on offense, prolific, dynamic, and efficient. The Buffalo defense is active and undisciplined. All right, 5-5-6. Unless you're dull, unless you're poor field position, which they're not. So efficient drive capped off by a short pass for the touchdown. Touchdown majors. And they were easily the highest scoring team in the regular season. All right, so that's Jones to, 41. Jones to Hurdle. Extra point, 61 and under, is good. So the majors off to an early 7-0 lead. Can they hold on to theirs, though? We'll find out. Buffalo, average field position. Excuse me one second. All right, so just swallow a little bit of saliva, inhale a little bit of saliva there. So 56, that was average field position for Buffalo. Buffalo offense is semi-dynamic, semi-solid, reliable, secure, and semi-inefficient. DC has a blank defense. 4-5-5. Dull offense, no. The QB lunges across the goal line for the score. Touchdown run, Buffalo. And I don't even need to roll that one because that was Oliver Jansen Wright. As it specifically said, quarterback. 62 and under for Zach Poole. And it's good. Just. And we are tied at 7. Okay. Average field position for the majors. Sorry, everyone. Three, 4, 6. Great field position? No. Erratic offense or disciplined defense? No and no. So a field goal attempt for Tyrell Gilbert. Needs a 62 and under. And he's got it. Just got it. And the majors are up 10-7 on the Outlaws. Once again, average field position for Buffalo. Two, 4, 5. Dynamic offense, yes. So into great field position, but one tick next drive there. So 3, 5, 6. Disciplined offense, no. Reliable offense or meek defense, yes, reliable. So that sure interception is dropped, and that is a punt. .62, that is great field position for the majors. 2, 5, 6. Great field position, yes. Offense makes their way into field goal range. So that will be another Tyrell Gilbert field goal attempt. Looking to go 2 for 2. And he does. The score is now 13-7. And that's going to be the end of the first quarter. Buffalo is only electric on the punt return, so that 12 is going to be great field position Yes. Near the end of one, it is 13-7 DC over Buffalo. One, three, three. Prolific offense, no. Punishing defense, no. So a field goal attempt for Zach Poole. As he's going to try to knock down that lead a little bit. 55 and under, and he's got it. That's a 51. And it's now 13-10. Still in favor of the DC Majors. Average for DC. 156. Poor field position, no. Great field position, no. That is a punt. So that is going to be DC's first drive to not end with points. .51, that's average for Buffalo. And 113. Poor field position, no. Inept defense, no. So another field goal attempt for Poole. And he's going to try to tie it up. And he does. So we are knotted up at 13. Hold on one second. Okay. Every now and then I just need to make sure that my time is right. Average field position for the Majors. One, two, five. Solid offense, no. Punishing defense, no. So that is a punt. 5 minutes to go in the half. 55, that is average for the Outlaws. Two, three, six. Prolific, no. Porous offense, no. And that will also be a punt. Oh, well, they are not electric in the punt return. Let me see if that's average or great. That is great. It's a great field position for DC. And they're efficient. So, 226. Secure offense, no. Passive defense, no. That is a fumble, which will end the half unless it'll end it regardless, but will it be a score or let's see, 56. That is halfy. With the fumble force. Won't be a score, but 23. There's Ochoa with the recovery. And that's going to end the half. The score is tied at 13. Buffalo will get the ball at the second half. Okay, so week 18, final week of the regular season. We've got 7-10 Salt Lake at 10-7 Lexington. Lexington once again in the fight for the Central Division title. 9-8 San Diego at 6-11 Birmingham. 9-8 Oklahoma at 6-11 Las Vegas. 10-7 Dakota at 6-11 New Orleans. 8-9 Cleveland looking for a playoff spot at 10-7 Memphis, who hasn't lost the division just yet, but they haven't won it. 2-15 Halifax at 8-9 St. Louis. 10-7 Boston at 10-7 Nashville. 6-11 Charleston at 6-11 San Antonio. 8-9 Jersey City at 9-8 Roswell. Buffalo at 12-5 Los Angeles, either 13-4 or 14-3 Buffalo. 10-7 Phoenix at 6-11 Baltimore, and either 14-3 or 15-2 DC at 8-9 Anchorage. It's going to be a real tough for an Anchorage team trying to make the playoffs. Okay. Second half, score is tied. And Buffalo will start with average field position. Two, 3, 5. That's an interception. The last thing Jensen Wright wanted. Well, it's the last thing any quarterback wants. You get the point. I think DC decided to start playing like DC. All right, 62. That is Jason Acuna. And that is great field position for the majors. Two, 6. Secure offense, no. Passive defense, no. That's a fumble. So that is, even counting the half, like when you count the half, this is the third straight possession of between both teams with a turnover. Because just before the half, DC fumbled. Let's see, 16. That's Ochoa with the fourth fumble. He was among the highest this year with turnovers. And 14, he's also going to get the recovery. So, average field position for the Outlaws. One, 5. Poor field position, no. Undisciplined offense, no. So that is going to be a Zach Poole field goal attempt to try to take the lead for the first time. Needs a 55 or under. And he's got it. And that is his third. And the Buffalo Outlaws are now up 16-13. Okay. average field position for majors. One, two, four. There's a lot of ones in this so far in this game. This is the fourth one. 1, 2, 4. Great field position? No. So a punt. I'm going to have to put this line here just in case there's just in case I need more space. Average field position for Buffalo. Two, 2, 6. So secure offense, yes. Ball carrier takes a hard hit but holds on to the ball. So they will be forced to punt. .31, and that is, I believe, perfect punt execution pin. Perfect punt execution pins return team deep in their own end. That is poor field position for DC. With a minute and 15 seconds left in the third quarter. 1, 2, 6. So this will take us into the fourth. Reliable offense or meek defense? No. Shaky offense or aggressive defense? No. So that will be a punt. So at the end of 3, Buffalo leads DC 16-13. Oh, punt return, that's electric. Five. The returner finds a seam and accelerates. Touchdown, Outlaws. So a punt return touchdown for Antonio Martin. Extra point. He's got it. So it's now 23-13 Buffalo. Great field position for DC. They are not electric in either the punt or the kick. Now down by 10, 1-4-5. Great field position, yes. Tight end catches ball in stride over the middle. Touchdown, Majors. So that is Jones. I want to say tight end. I would say that tight end's got to be Carroll. And extra point, 61 and under is good. So they've cut that Buffalo lead down to 3. And a fumble. A kickoff fumble. Two, kicking team returns in opponent's territory. They have great field position. So the Majors say, let's bring her around again. Okay, return fumble. We're giving that to Edward Ashley. And I'm definitely most likely going to be needing that extra space. 2-3-6. Prolific offense, yes. Quarterback audibles, takes advantage of the mismatch of the score. Touchdown, Majors. Okay. There's Lonnie Jones to Davis Freeman. And they are back in the lead with the extra point. So now 27-23, DC. Average field position for the Outlaws. Three, 6-6. Poor field position, no. Offense pushes downfield and Cavs drive with short pass for 6 points. Touchdown, Buffalo. That's Oliver Jansen-Wright to, let's see, 24. That's Carson Mooney. Extra point. No good. No extra point there. So it's just 29-27. So less than a field goal between the two. Average field position for DC. .255, so efficient. Prolific offense, yep. He's through the hole and nobody's going to catch him. Touchdown run. And that's going to be the end of it. Well, after the extra point anyway. So Devin McKnight hands his DC Majors. Extra point is good. So 34-29. And there was a lot of scoring in this. Let's see. Okay. 21. And Devin McKnight hands his DC Majors the East Division and the #1 seed on a silver platter in the final seconds of the game. And I don't have to use that extra space. So the Majors are absolutely happy about that one. They take the #1 spot in the league. They were worried there for a minute. And let me just mark. As Buffalo will be the number four seed, so they will get a first round home game. In fact, if they win, they're guaranteed a second home game because it's top 4 after that. Buffalo drops to 13-4. And DC at 15-2. Okay, so 4 teams going for the 3 remaining playoff spots. So 1 won't make it. The 4 teams are the Jersey City Wise Guys. Oh, all 3 teams are 8-9, by the way. Yeah, all 3 teams are 8-9. And the 4 teams are Jersey City, who is the most likely, as they are the only one with an 8-6 division record. So all they need is to win, or one of the other teams, or any one of the other teams to lose. Then there's second most likely is the St. Louis Archers, who are 8-9 and 6-8 in division, as Cleveland, Anchorage both are. But St. Louis faces Halifax next week. So, but they are the worst in point differential. So, if all three of these lower teams win, then they'd be the odd one out. Unless they fix that differential, they're minus 50. So, Cleveland faces Memphis next week. They are plus 28 in differential. And Anchorage faces DC next week, who just had the happiest day of their lives. Anchorage is minus 4. Like I said, Jersey City, the differential doesn't matter, as they're win and they're in. So next week, there will be a triple header. Give me a second. Let's see. So, breaking my usual rules, we will be showing a team twice in a row, as Memphis hosts Cleveland. Also, as Anchorage hosts DC. We'll be seeing them again next week. We can guarantee that we won't see them the week after. And Halifax faces off against St. Louis. So, there'll be a triple header. If Jersey City wins, then it's going to be a fun little scramble to see which ones don't score enough points. As I've already got a sheet for plus and minus here. So, that was it for week 17. 1 week to go. I hope you enjoyed. Until next time, enjoy gaming. Enjoy your games. That's what they're there for. This has been TFL, played on Al Wilson's Fast Drive Football version 1. Mike at Lake Effect Games. Have a great night.